Hey, John. Good to see you again, man.
Good to see you, Anibal. How are you?
Very good.
Hot.
Yourself?
I'm hot.
Hot. Super hot. Hot and humid.
I think everyone, yeah, hot and humid. They go together.
I know, yeah. So you told me you had many interesting issues you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of interesting retail and supply news this week. Love the article you shared earlier this week about the problem with tuna.
Tuna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the rising price of canned tuna versus most fresh and other kinds of seafood is
Uh-huh.
actually falling in price because of lower restaurant volumes.
Right. Well, I guess I may be responsible for that. I have a huge I'm stocking tuna.
Are
I
you?
like eating it with my salad and with my pasta.
There's something about a tuna salad sandwich that is pretty tasty on a hot day, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the one that I shared actually, when I shared it on LinkedIn, was more related to supply chain disruptions. I even
Mhm.
saw that you commented on that. Um, the issue is that people like me, like you, we're eating tuna,
Sure.
but sourcing it is it's getting complicated for, of course, all the issues all over the world of bringing products, of being able to actually process that and then go through customs and
Mhm.
get the products to the market. So what was of interest for you, because you had a different angle on that?
Yeah, I really thought it's interesting when we think about how predictable supply chains actually become, and this is something you and I have talked about now for a few weeks, but predictable supply chains become a real challenge in times of change, right? So and especially rapid changes we're seeing right now. So, we didn't really have a toilet paper shortage. We had a toilet paper imbalance in where we use toilet paper, right? Because we used a certain amount of toilet paper at work, which was in a commercial stream. We talked about this, and now I didn't even think about that with tuna, right? Tuna, like tuna. We got tuna in cans in the grocery store, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden, an evil, you're eating it all in your town. So some poor little kid is not going to get tuna today because you consumed. You're hoarding tuna, you know, and it's these unintended consequences that we're really seeing the challenges of supply chains, which are built for maximum efficiency as they should be. But
Yes.
when the demand streams change, boy, they really have trouble.
It changes, and why do you think it has changed? I shared the article because of the disruption, but
Yeah,
also I was thinking I'm eating more tuna, right?
sure.
And it, why are we
Well,
consuming more, or why are we buying more of this thing? So the question that I had was, and I linked that to a key word that has been used lately, which is essential. What's essential?
right, right.
So, what about tuna? Is that an essential item?
Well, I think if you looked in 95, I don't know what the household penetration rate of tuna is, canned tuna
Hmm.
is, but I imagine it's pretty high. You know, I don't know how much we have in my household, but I know we have some. And the upside down face, the sad factor of having none when you want some is high, and holding cost is low. So
Ah,
it is a from a consumer item. So it's a great question. It probably is an essential item. Just like a lot of basic pantry loaded items. Is toilet paper an essential item? Well, probably. But it's not something we think about a lot. But what I think, and you and I've talked about this a little as well, is this is going to lead into more rapid adoption of personal replenishment
Mm.
um, for families. So household personal replenishment, where my tuna level is, and how essential goods, whatever those are deemed, are automatically stocked by
Mm-hmm.
Walmart or Amazon or whomever, right? In a way that it knows what I have on hand. It has products in my shipping lines for me, and then it predicts what I'm going to have. The question is, how does it predict uh, sudden changes, sudden spikes in consumption habits?
Mm-hmm.
And tuna, it's just easy, right? It's easy. It's healthy. I'm sure you read about the COVID-15. The 15 pounds that we're all putting on by staying home at COVID. So maybe
I
tuna's
can relate to that, definitely.
maybe tuna's a little more healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, there I think a lot of reasons that are going on, but it's a very interesting phenomena to watch.
Uh, I think you bring a very interesting point because from a supply side, we can actually have full visibility of the supply chain of tuna, from the extraction, processing, moving all the way to the retail store and getting to the consumers' homes. We can see that now with IoT and RFID barcoding. So
Sure.
we are covered. The point you're bringing is when you think about full visibility and the full cycle is now if you have visibility into the consumer's homes to see what's being consumed and use that information to feedback into the supply chain,
Have you seen
right? So
the
feedback and allow for this consumer replenishment that you're
Have
alluding
you
to.
seen the Amazon Wand product?
Yes, yes. So
So I have one hanging on my refrigerator.
oh, you still
Right?
have that.
Yes.
Okay.
We never use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I got it because it was $15 or something. And I thought it would be interesting. I wanted to try it. But that's a thought process to get to that point, right? What's in my pantry matters to that process of supply chain. And that's either
Correct.
going to be done through RFID or EPC or probably visual. Visual's probably easiest at some point. Just put a camera in my pantry and a refrigerator and it knows what's in there, right?
Are you willing to do that? And
Sure.
I'm asking that, of course, because that
Privacy.
has impacts in terms of data privacy. Is that
So,
okay for you? I understand the gist of it, which is the convenience, right? And
sure.
when I talk to my students, so millennials and Gen Zs, uh, many seem less concerned with privacy issues than Gen Xers and other folks, right?
Sure.
So I think that's what you're touching here, which is you're not that much concerned with privacy if that's more of a convenience for you.
If it makes my life easier, I'm happy to give up privacy. Because I really don't. I don't. I guess I just maybe it's because I'm a marketer. I don't know why, but I don't have concerns that people are going to spy on my pantry and
Mhm.
do nefarious things. No, Amazon's going to have a camera in my pantry and know when I'm running low on tuna, and it's just going to order it for me. And so it's going to make my life much easier. So I don't have the sad factor of being out of tuna.
Okay, yeah, well, they are already capturing sound and voice and conversations in your home
Sure,
with Alexa, and they have images of your porch as well
they do.
with rain.
Uh, uh,
So,
yeah, I don't know if you saw my post this week. So I'm in Beaufort, which is about 3 hours from where I live in Raleigh, but I got an alert on my watch. It was a picture of an Amazon package on my front porch, right?
right, yes.
And I love that, right? Because I'm able to call my wife and daughter or text them because I know they have no clue, even though they're in the house. And,
Hmm.
and I'm like, hey, there's a package on the front door, on the front door steps. I'm like Santa Claus or something.
I'm glad you're bringing this because I saw it was a couple of days ago that people are saying that Walmart now became a tech company. And if you think about that, that's where the competition actually takes place,
Yeah.
which is dealing with data, manipulating, capturing, and manipulating data.
Hmm.
So you're talking about automatic replenishment, all the convenience for consumers, and that's a space that Amazon has dominated. And now for Walmart to be able to actually compete with Amazon, and of course Google as well, that's where they have to enter. So
100%.
they're offering, of course, to enter your home, to bring the products into your refrigerator, uh, uh, but they will have to ramp up more data collection, data processing in other areas,
And
like
and
the
sys-
example you gave.
and systems to manage that, right? So
Mhm.
you're going to have, you talk about privacy, you're going to have security and privacy issues. You're going to have all kinds of other ancillary things that are not necessarily related to retail that you're going to, but think, um, Tesla is wildly valued today. Uh, um, to say it's overvalued, I think is probably putting it kindly, but mildly. But who knows, right? Because cars are not cars anymore; they are technology platforms. And I listen to analysts after analysts after analysts talk about, well, there's going to be um, more electric cars, right? More self-driving
Mhm.
cars and whatever. I said, yeah, but here's the problem. Here's the problem if you're anyone not named Amazon. Every Tesla today records every single thing that happens to it all day long and uploads it to the Tesla cloud. And they analyze that data and then they download it to make the cars better, including, and where I think they have just a massive competitive advantage that people aren't thinking of, including they map the roads not by using Google Maps and the way most technology companies map the roads. They map the roads with their cars physically driving the road. So they know if a road has a pothole. They know if a road has a railroad track with a broken, a rough crossing. They know all this stuff about real time what's going on in the world. And I, as I think about that, they have such an advantage that increases every day because nobody has the deployed base of cars that they have, and it's not gonna have anytime soon that are all networked in that way. And I think Amazon, it occurred to me when they're taking that picture of my front porch and that package, they've got a picture of everybody's front porch now too. So they're starting to, if they want to do home delivery, they now have a whole database that says, well, maybe we build a little, we offer to give these people boxes that are in their door. I don't know, right? But they have this visibility into the environment that no one else has in the scale that they do. Yeah.
That's right, and it's very added value and really powerful because going back to your example of the cars, so what you're saying is that the cars or the vehicles in general, they're not only and no longer data processors,
Mm-hmm.
data users of data. They're actually collecting data that can be used for whatever end, right?
Sure.
Because as you're saying, you're talking about Tesla, we have, of course, many examples of self-driving cars,
Sure.
self-driving vehicles. So in Tesla, including Tesla. So when we look at these vehicles, we think for you to have a self-driving vehicle, you need to have the existing information.
Yes.
For example, for Anheuser-Busch to be able to deliver a full truckload of beer from Kansas City to Denver, they need to map the road. And as you said, it's not only mapping the road like a Google Maps and knowing, okay, there is a tree here, there's a turn here, a sign here, right?
Yeah.
Because if there is a construction going on, you need to have access to that information from your local city council, for the county, from the state.
Sure.
Conditions in the road, they change if you have a pothole. So you, as the companies that have services with self-driving vehicles, they consume data. what you're saying is that these companies using vehicles and all the vehicles in the world, my car that I just have outside here, they are collecting data and providing that, and somebody is using that for whatever purpose.
Sure. Yeah, I just think though we'll have a new mapping system that is made not by looking at the space, but actually experiencing the space. And we'll have home delivery shopper systems that are made by understanding the space and the environment to which, you know, and you saw uh, who just expanded, and maybe it was Amazon. I just feel like we talk about that all the time, so we should talk about somebody else. But they expanded robot delivery in like 10 towns this week as well. So it's the sidewalk robots, the little boxy guys.
Uh-huh.
And again, those are gonna, you know, its ability to know what that front doorstep looks like at my address is going to help that robot understand, yes, this is the place. So I'm in the right place. I'm in the right, you know, I'm in the right environment.
Pretty cool. That's something that definitely will come back. I'd love to talk more about this.
Sure.
It's interesting how we turned the conversation about tuna into a conversation into all these interconnected devices and the use of data.
Well, I'm going to have a tuna something. Hopefully I can find a good tuna sandwich tonight, thanks to this conversation. So I appreciate that.
Sounds good.